Hitler wasn't that bad, guys. Hello, YouTube and fellow citizens. I'm the Sovereign Citizen, and if you can't tell, I was just joking. I'm not that kind of right wing guy. But today we are going to discuss Sean Spicer's quote unquote Holocaust denial. A few days ago, Sean Spicer was addressing the current situation in Syria, with Assad supposedly using sarin gas on his own people. I have debunked this idea that Assad gassed his own people on my video last week. You can go check it out. And this is what had occurred.
You had someone as despicable as Hitler, who didn't even sink to using chemical weapons. So you have to, if you're Russia, ask yourself: is this a country that you and a regime that you want to align yourself with?
Thanks. I just want to give you the opportunity to clarify something you said that seems to be
Thank
gaining
you.
some traction right now. Quote, Hitler didn't even sink to the level of using chemical weapons. What did you mean by that?
I think when you come to sarin gas, he was not using the gas on his own people the same way that Assad is doing. I mean, there was clearly. I understand your point. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. There was not in the he brought him into the Holocaust Center. I understand that, but I'm saying in the way that Assad used them, where he went into towns, dropped them down to innocent into the middle of towns. It was brought to it. So the use of it, and I appreciate the clarification there. That was not the.
Clearly, Spicer misspoke. Holocaust centers? Come on, man. But I have seen plenty of leftist snowflakes go to social media to cry about the denial of an organized removal or extermination of people from a state that has done a political 180 in the years between the end of that regime and today. But people forget that there were at least three more genocides that occurred in the same 3.5 decades. Two of them occurring in the same time frame of the Second World War. One of them occurring during the First World War. And we are going to spotlight a certain water buffalo that has denied this genocide and refuses to still acknowledge the event. Jank, host and president of the Young Turks here on YouTube. Jank here has repeatedly denied the mass killing of 1.5 million Armenian Christians at the hands of the Ottoman Turks. To be more specific, a nationalist group named the Young Turks. Yes, Jank named his YouTube channel after the group that carried out this genocide. That is the equivalent of me naming my channel Gestapo und SS. It really pisses me off that people like Jank can deny that Holocaust and there's no public outrage. It also pisses me off that countries like Russia, Japan, and Turkey can deny their genocides, but Germany's constantly shamed for theirs. The same goes for the US and constantly being shamed for what happened to the Native Americans. It's certainly a privilege to not have your face ran through your own piss on the rug if you were a dog. I truly think that Japan, Russia, and Turkey should be held on the same standard as Germany has and the United States has with their atrocities that occurred through history. Our media is currently overlooking a genocide going on in Chechnya. It's an autonomous region within the Russian Federation that is mainly Sunni Muslim, and they are organized killing many homosexuals. But our media refuses to look at that and focuses on United Airlines and Sean Spicer. We we need to, if we want equality, we have to hold people to the same standard. We can't just say, oh, well, Germany's bad for doing this, but Japan and China can still, well, Japan can deny what they did to China, and the Turkish prime minister can deny what the Young Turks did in 1915. So it's a double standard, and I have my theory as to why that Germany's held at such a standard and Turkey's not, and Japan's not, and Russia's not. Because Germany targeted Jews as the main victim, or the main group for the Holocaust. Zionists within Western countries have spotlighted this. That's why we have the Holocaust Remembrance Week and a Holocaust Remembrance Day. And that's why we have a Holocaust Museum in the United States when there was no Holocaust in the United States of Jews. So, Zionists within the British government, the American government, and the French government created this promised land for the Jews, Israel, just usurped it out of Palestine, complete disregard for territorial integrity and sovereignty. Now, Palestine has lost more land since then, but that's at their own fault. They lost the war, so they lost 2 wars, so they deserve to have that land taken away from them. I hold Palestine at the same standard. But the rape of Nanjing occurred in Manchuria, which was its own separate state from China at the time. But where's Manchuria now? It's its own province within China. There is no sovereign state of Manchuria. Armenia is its own sovereign state, but that would be Turkey denying the fact that they killed 1.5 million Armenians is the same account of Germany telling Israel, no, we didn't kill 7 million Jews. It's the same thing. It may be like a different number, but Armenia was its own sovereign state at the time, and Turkey invaded Armenia. The Jews were living in Europe, and as Hitler invaded more European states, there were more Jews there. It's not like Germany invaded Israel and killed them off. That would be so. I believe Turkey should be held at the same standard, and people like Jank get to deny this, and they have a platform for it. And you could say, well, Jank hasn't totally denied it, but he says there are no. The thing with that is he says there are no facts, there are no circumstantial facts to this, and it's ignored because Anna Kasparian's Armenian. All right, Jared Kushner is a fucking Jew. Sean Spicer's comments about the Holocaust are now null and void because Jared Kushner is a Jew and he works with him. He works with Sean Spicer. That's completely idiotic. So we need to look at the other atrocities that happened in Soviet Russia, in Imperial Japan, and in Ottoman Turkey. And we need to hold them at the same standard as Nazi Germany, as Andrew Jackson's United States. Because if we don't, then we can overlook the Chechenian genocide that's going on right now and say, oh, well, it wasn't as bad as the Jewish Holocaust. It wasn't as bad as the Native Americans being killed. Come on, guys. All right, that's it for today. I'm the Sovereign Citizen, and remember to stay free out there and don't go killing people.